All right, so you guys, while you're just all tuning in, you're gonna, I was gonna say you're gonna have to indulge me. You don't have to indulge me at all, but I was about to sign on, not even sign on. Sorry, first words I've spoken all day, so they're a bit jumbly. Good morning, everybody. Beth from Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach. Welcome, welcome. I have some thoughts I want to get out of my head really quickly because I feel like I've been visited by the muse this morning. So bear with me, okay? Last night I saw a musical artist, a band that literally I have known and is been part of my life for like over 25 years. And I thought about that when I was scrubbing the hand stamp on my phone, and just how when you discover the things you like in your life and you do them, you meet other people who like that same thing. You find your peeps. The other thing too is last night I felt like, or I was thinking about it this morning, when you go to see a band you like that you've seen for years and years, it's almost like a reunion, but not just a reunion of you and the artist. It's a reunion of you and all of the yous you used to be. So I look back to 1997, 98, 2001, like all these different versions of me have seen this person. And this person has also changed too. And it's really kind of interesting. I don't know, it's just really kind of, we grow, we change, we stay together. We all go through life. And I also just was thinking too about the inertia that we all have, like for decluttering, when we are getting up and we're saying, what are we going to do? Now, yesterday, I had an awesome busy day, working out, all the stuff. And I was like, oh, we're going up. Okay, getting yourself out of the inertia. And I realized last night that, you know what, there's going to be a time where I won't have the opportunity to see this artist. Either I'm not going to be alive, he's not going to be alive, he's not touring anymore, I can't go out anymore. So really, this is like some of the deep stuff that had I gotten my act together earlier this morning, I was going to just kind of jot these things down. But since I was like, oh, it's 8 o'clock and I'm about to turn into my TikTok live, I just wanted to share those things with you. So think about that as far as loving every iteration of yourself, every version of yourself, kind of like a little kid when you have little kids growing up. Now, I have nieces and nephews, and I think because I didn't see them frequently, it was often as if the older version was replaced by a totally different version, but you love all of them. So how can I get out of the deep end of is this a podcast and kind of paddle over to what you're probably signing up for? Is, to me, what are we going to do with that kind of information? The fact that we are probably beating ourselves up we are probably beating up past versions of ourselves for getting us to where we are now. As I said, like I saw this artist last night and I was just thinking, man, you've been through, like you've got stuff going on, I've got stuff going on, and yet we're still here. And isn't that cool? So think back to the yous, all the previous versions. Like remember when they had a different Jan on Brady Bunch, and loving all the versions of you, even the one, especially the one, all of the ones, the one that collected all the clutter, the one that struggled with it, the one that tried to make themselves feel happier by buying the stuff, by keeping the stuff because they didn't know what else to do to make them happy. So that's kind of where my head is at this morning. Thank you for indulging me in just kind of getting that out of my head. The other really important thing I want to say as to how this can kind of relate to what you're signing up for here is you have good ideas in your head. You get, as I've said at kind of the top, you get visited by the muse. The muse is not up there though, it's in here. And so honor and just say thank you for this gift of this really interesting thought, this idea of I'm going to do something with this room. I am going to create something that hasn't been created before. When you tell the muse, when you tell your brain that hey, I'm listening to you and I'm going to take seriously, I'm going to honor, I'm going to pay attention to what you have, and I'm going to maybe do something about it. Writing down your thoughts, getting them out of your head and onto paper. Now, my handwriting is messing. I'm a slow writer, and my voice, my thought process changes from here to here is a different thing that comes out from here to my hand. So get the thoughts out of your head the easiest way you can, the most unadulterated way. I know when I write, my inner editor goes on. So maybe what you can do, this is what I had hoped to do this morning, is to capture some of these really interesting ideas that I have that I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. I think back to who I was then and what was I doing, and who was I then and what was I doing, and now I'm different. And the next time I see this artist, I will be different and he will be different. So I say this to you to say, first of all, find out what really lights you up and do it. You will find other people. You will find a connection. And we all, it's so funny, my eye just went to my TikTok thing that says good connection. And if you don't know what turns you on, man, if you don't know what lights up that, you turn on your heart light, as Neil Diamond would say, that is a worthy thing to find out. Play with it. Play with it. Do I like doing this? I don't know if I like going to the Red Sox. No. You know what I like doing? I like going to the club across the street. Even better, I like to go to the club across the river, and I go instead of I go to TT the Bears as opposed to, Metro or whatever. I'm totally dating myself and I'm being very regional. But find what you dig. Find your people. Have fun with it. And that connection really identifies who you are. Last night, I not only saw this artist I liked, but I saw people in the audience. I met people that I hadn't seen in a while. We've all changed, but this is good. We're all still here, and we all have a connection of something we really dig. And yeah, Kara, I thought you might get Metro. I don't think I ever went to Metro. I think I went there when it would turn to, I think it was City, just for shows and stuff. I was more of a Spit girl. And it's a really, as you know what, I can't help but quote this. Can't help but quote this artist and just say, it's a beautiful ride. That we're all here and we're all doing things, and we knew each other when we were in our late 20s and early 30s, and here we are in our late 50s and early 60s, and we're all still here. And isn't this a cool thing? Yeah. Okay. So A Wild. I love this. So in case I realized this is like deep thoughts by, Beth Handy. But these were things that had I not eaten my leftover burrito for breakfast, I might have been able to capture this and write it down. But I thought it was important to share this with you because these are the things that go on in my head. Yeah. And so I want to just offer to you. So A Wild says, I collect stuff out of wanting to belong, and I'm stuck in isolation so much. Ouch. A Wild, I know that feeling of wanting to collect to belong. But I ask you this much. You can do something about it. Whatever you collect, there's somebody else out there who collects that thing. You might find a connection with people that collect whatever you collect. I collected going out to see bands. So then you would find the people who also like that band. I am not kidding you when I say that music changed my life because I liked a band, and then I asked a guy if he liked the band, and he said, I've never heard of them, but you might ask this guy over here. Well, that guy over there who I said, hey, you ever heard of this band? I really like them. And he's like, oh yeah, I've heard of them. He's sleeping in the other room. It's my husband. We met in 1998. All because of music, all because of a band. And also, I say this to A Wild as a really good thing. Because I put myself in a place where I was meeting people who liked the same things I did. Now, this was so early on the internet, it's kind of comical. It was almost as if we were sending, telegrams to each other and things like that. But find your people. Find the people who align with what you dig, and you won't feel so alone, okay? I just offer that in the kind of the declutter world. So again, this is me kind of diving deep into the pool. I'm in the deep end of the pool a lot, and it's okay because I know how to swim over to the slightly more shallow end of the pool, but all of the parts of the pool are good, and I don't even like to swim. I'm more of like a hot tub kind of gal or a sit on the side. I do like the ocean though. So let me introduce myself. Again, that was like the precursor. It'll be really interesting because this is recorded and it's going to be uploaded to YouTube. So this is going to be kind of for posterity. I guess if I ever did a podcast, it might be something like that. So we'll see how that goes. But good morning, everybody. Okay, good morning. Beth, Destination Declutter, decluttering life coach, but also human who was scrubbing a hand stamp off of her hand last night like I've been doing ever since I was freaking 18. And I am here for you this morning. I can help you. There we go. I went to spit too. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Judy, I think I missed your first thing, so I'm going to scroll up because I was blabbing. Okay, I did that yesterday, wrote down cookie recipes and dates. I'm home to make them. Usually I wait till the last minute. Yeah, do the things. Do the things. Starting earlier makes it easier. I saw those two words. If you ever write down early and easy, you realize there's just a few little letters that are different between them, but starting earlier makes things easier, okay? Holy frickamole, I just saw that there are 50 messages. This is why I rarely get into that kind of deep thoughts thing, because right now I want to make sure I'm here with you. So I'm going to back up and see the messages so I can make sure you're feeling heard. But anyhow, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach at this stage of my life. Have I been that way since before? No, but this is my chapter of life. I freaking love it. I love the connection we're making here. And I love it. Linda Mosergear says, being here at 70 is cool. Yay. Thank you for letting me know that ahead of the road, on the way to that destination of fun, but also, all of us have the ultimate demise. I'm Irish. I talk about this stuff in my head all the time. But knowing that 70 is cool. I will say this. We ran into Eric Bazillion from the Hooters. I know he's in his mid-60s, maybe late 60s. I don't do the math. But we saw him last night, and we're gabbing with him because he knew Pete. And then we said stay for Mike, and then we're watching Mike. And then there's these little kids. I say little kids. They were probably in their 30s. And I rejoiced in the fact that they were a younger generation who was digging what we were doing. So get yourself into the area of the people you dig. Jennifer, thank you for getting my Jack Handy reference. Again, I am totally Gen X, and I am totally pop culture reference, actually. I will say this. We ran into somebody, I think it was Kevin Montco, and he said something about, my wife and my other wife. And my Gen X music brain said, my wife and my dead wife. And then that spurred a conversation about Robin Hitchcock. So you never know what you're going to say to make a connection with somebody that might connect. Sometimes it doesn't work. No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. Now, hey, I will probably wind in some more musical references as I often do. I will I will probably burst out into song because that's what I do. But here's a fun decluttering thing. Haley Dew, good morning. She went from 14 spatulas to 2 spatulas. Rock on. I love it, and I will tell my sister that because we bond over when we were helping my mother clean out that my mother had 14 freaking spatulas. I swear there's a picture of them because my sister sent it to me and she's like, so I love that you have saved whomever, even yourself, being, what the fuck? Why do I have so many spatulas? Okay, so Cat Mama says, I miss concerts. I need to find a concert buddy. Not everyone can afford it. Okay, money is a thing. Do not get me wrong. Cat Mama, hear me out. Let's do it on the cheap. I'm such a thrifty New Englander. Cat Mama, you find the people you like who like the music you do. You can have a listening party. You can invite people over and listen to your Neil Diamond records. You can set up a Zoom and you all say you're going to listen to the same album at the same time. And then you can talk about it. Put on Herb Alpert's Whipped Cream and Other Delights, or, That Thing You Do soundtrack, or Meet the Beatles, or Can you tell these ones that are like seminal records in my catalog? Those are the ones I might be saying, hey, you want to come over? Hey, like, listen to me. I'm like in 8th grade, or no, I'm freaking 8 years old, 9 years old. Hey, you want to come over and listen to my Monkees records? You know, some people are like, oh, the Monkees, I want to listen to Black Sabbath. Okay. Other people may. You know, I'm trying to think of who honestly, I have a client. I don't know if she's on here because she is in California, so this is wicked early for her. But she said to me, she signed up for my coaching. We just ended our first coaching package together, and we're going to have another one in the beginning of the year. And she said, I signed up with you because you referenced the Monkees and I knew you were my people. You know, so finding your people, you know. And you find your people by discovering what you like and sharing it with others. Okay? So, Guild Murray 60, I'm stuck with clutter. Okay. So you're stuck. You're not moving. You're kind of here. Let me adjust my little camera here. You're here on the road trip called decluttering, as I like to say. Beth, Destination Decluttering Life Coach, talking about clutter as if it were a road trip, or decluttering. Decluttering, not just clutter. Clutter is like a fixed thing. This is my clutter, but I want to declutter. Declutter is a verb, and that means verb. That's what's happening. What is it, verb? You're so demanding. You know, I got the words wrong, but the sentiment's there, right? My heart is there, but my heart wasn't in it. Okay, Oceanana. So many recipes pulled out of magazines, plus many, many magazines and recipe books. That's okay. You know what you're finding out about yourself, Oceanana? The modern version of this, and here, we're all here on TikTok right now, the modern version of recipe books and pulling recipes out of magazines is bookmarking them here on TikTok. Ooh, that looks good. I know last year, my TikTok bookmarks have a wicked lot of those things where you like put some stuff on parchment paper and then you put some puff pastry on it and you baked it and then you flipped it over. You know what you're finding out, Oceanana? You're finding out about foods that your body was like, ooh, that might be tasty. You are using your senses. Your eyes probably looked at a picture of a food and your eyes said, ooh, that looks good. And then it was like, hey, taste buds, what do you think? And your taste buds were like, ooh, yeah, that might taste good. You have discovered something about yourself. You have discovered something you like. That is important information. It is. So that's okay. Sometimes even making the thing, maybe not even so much. Maybe you realize you like that type of food and you go out to a restaurant, or you say to a friend, hey, a friend who likes to cook, hey, this is something I'm really interested in. You want to come over and we'll cook it together. Okay? So get to know yourself. I'd like to get to know you well. I'd like to get to know you well. I'd like to get to know you well so we can be one together. This is why I am in the audience and not on the stage. But you're picking up, if you know, you're picking up what I'm putting down. And if not, you're still included. I'm not exclusionary. Now, Anastasia says, a friend of mine told me she has 4 Christmas trees. It takes her 4 hours to put 250 ornaments. I just listened. Yeah. I love the phrase of you do you. I think that's cool that you do that. I think that's cool you do that. But I don't have to do what you do, right? You, my dears, you do not have to do what other people do. I highly recommend not doing that. I look back, again, thinking about the concert I went to last night. My God, I'm at the freaking Boston Garden watching Rush or whatever. Case in point, doing something because you were like, oh, okay, I guess I could go, but you liked the people or you went there for other reasons. But then finding out what really turns you on, and again, I think of that more like a light bulb, but take it as you will, is finding what you like and showing up for it. And you like yourself. And so you notice what yourself, four Christmas trees could be like, ooh, that sounds like a good idea. I want to do it. Or, yeah, no, I'm good. Or at a certain point in your life, this is a really important thing too, I think it's really important, is think of your life as a book. You have different chapters in your life. And in different chapters of your life, you are different. You weigh differently, you have less wrinkles or more wrinkles, your hair looks different, your body looks different, your tastes change, both these taste buds and these taste buds and these taste buds. The things I enjoyed doing when I was 5 years old, some of them I still carry with me. I love dancing around the house to music. I put on Meet the Beatles, and I am like freaking, 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, imprinting on freaking how cute Paul McCartney is and how awesome that music is. That had me going to shows, meeting people in music, meeting fans, meeting my husband that we've now been married 22 years. Some of those chapters in our lives, though, and I say this from, a kind of a vantage point of here, looking back, we lose ourselves. We lose connection. We get unsure of who we are because we're trying to fit in with people. So we try to be different people, Cat Mama mentioned Journey, and I don't know if you mean the band or that kind of concept of a road trip, but I'll riff on both of them because at a certain point in my life, I listened to Journey because I was trying to fit in with the cool kids. I still know those songs, and now the cool kids now are like, that I know are like Journey, they're so square, Anastasia went to go see Peter Noon last year. Really? Did you know that Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter? Mother of three pearls, good morning. Christina Glendale, no wonder we get along so well. I, too, had a crush on Davy Jones. I did. Oh, but you love me more, Beth. Well, you know what? Davy, God rest his soul. Talk about imprinting. I imprinted like one of those monkeys, and not the monkeys with the EEs, but, on like the thing you're like, ooh, that person's cute. The Beatles in Hard Day's Night, I still watch that. Totally crushing on them. And so is it any surprise? Is it really so strange that I ended up marrying a Beatle-esque pop guy and going to see people like that? So here's how I'm going to bring it on home. Bring it on back, and look around your house. Look around the stuff that you've collected. What's the stuff you have a crush on? What's the stuff you really love in your house? The one that goes like, oh, I love that. Oh my God, I love that. Like, oh, I think that's so cute. I am not kidding you when I said, and it's so funny how when my TikTok lives are recorded that somebody going back would notice kind of chapters in my life. I used to be railing against the crock pot. No, not the crock pot. The crock pot, Johnny. I'm telling you, my Boston accent is strong this morning because I was mocking my friend Gordon, who was also at the show last night, cracks up at my Boston accent, so I lay it on thick like peanut butter, like Teddy's peanut butter, and on a fluffernutter. And but I say this because I had a chapter in my coaching where I was talking about the quick cooker. See, it was something I didn't even like that I didn't bother to learn its name, and how my husband wanted it, and then we got rid of it. Well, now this lamp right above me, every time I walk in this room, I'm like, oh my God, I love lamp, as my husband likes to poke fun of me. Okay, so Danielle, that is okay. That is okay that you don't have a lot. Not much makes me feel that way. Okay, you don't actually have to be attached to your stuff in your house. Sometimes that's a really good thing because sentimental attachment can be one of those things that we struggle with. Okay? And what I say is, then look at the things that help you make your life easier in your home. Easier. And easier is also having the right amount of things so you're not wasting any of your precious decision-making energy deciding which one to use. Okay? Deciding which one to use. 14 spatulas, I got to make 14 decisions. Not that one, that one, that one, that one. You only have two. Is it this one or that one? I'll use this one. Boom, you're done and you're moving on. The abundance of choice, I know there's a book about it. I think some guy from Villanova, I don't know, that's where my head goes. Somebody wrote a book about that. It's like too many choices can paralyze you. Too many people going underground looking for a piece of cake, right? Anastasia, Paul's house. I went to Paul's house when we went to Liverpool. Oh my God. It was such a nice little modest home. Back in the day, people didn't have a lot. We are different now, you know? All right. So I love it. Kara says, empty nest here, finally letting go of lots. Notice when it feels right. You know, a time to acquire and a time to declutter. That's me being the birds, okay? Christmas is a useful IKEA stockings and MFA gardener visits. I love it. I am going to a museum today. It's something that I'm going to enjoy doing, I think. And it won't be, I will stop at the gift shop. I always stop at the gift shop. But I love waiting for that connection of something that goes zing, zing, zing to my heart. If it doesn't, that's cool. It's like dating. You're like, meh, meh, meh. You're all fine. But man, when you see that thing, when you hear that song, when you taste that taste, boom, an arrow, shoot that poison. Well, shoot that loving arrow to your heart, I guess. Okay? Now, here's the thing. I just want to make sure I'm here. Mother of Pearl just said something. Okay, my favorite possession is my mom's handwritten recipe book. I love that. All right. There we go. My plants, pets, and art supplies. Yeah, we don't need as much as we think we do to make ourselves happy. You know? Yeah, I am getting better at not having two of everything. One, two little dolls. One, two little cups. Remember that one from Sesame Street? That's where my brain goes. I'm taking you where my brain goes. It's like I'm the bus driver and you guys hopped on the bus and I'm going to be the bus driver who's singing the songs in the thing. I will not be singing Oh Danny Boy though. I was just thinking of when we did a bus tour of Ireland though. Okay, so hey, this is cool. Okay, Oceanana, this is a really good point, so I want to share it with everybody. Oceanana says, I took 3 new children's suits to the children's orchard yesterday. They did not want to purchase. That is okay. That is okay. You know what the cool thing is? You have already made you have done the most difficult part of the entire decluttering process. 2 parts, really. You showed up to do it. You got out of bed and you stood up and you went to your clutter. And then, you made a decision to part with something. The starting and parting, I always like a rhyme. The starting and parting is the hardest part. Start, part, and had. If you're a Boston accent, I could kind of riff on that, right? So Oceanana, listen you guys to what she did because she is making great progress. She says, I took these 3 children's suits to Children's Orchard. So first of all, what she did was she got up and she looked at her clutter and she discovered something. 3 suits. She looked at them and she said, I don't want these anymore. I'm going to. And then her brain came up with an idea of what to do with them. This idea sometimes works. Ideas work out. Sometimes they don't. Not everything up here is a pearl of wisdom, but give it a shot. So she brought them to the Children's Orchard. They said no. Okay, then you're at like a little fork in the road. Okay, whoops, that didn't work out. What do I do now? And then she says, so I decided I was not bringing them back home. So write to Savers to donate. And Kara, I know you know Savers, you know, and I love that you did the hardest part. Now I'm getting a Blondie song kind of echoing in my head, but if I keep on singing, we'll never get anything done here. Do, 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 do. Now it's play that funky music. You would be surprised at the radio in my head. The radio in my head is playing all good tunes all the time. Okay, so let's review. What did Louise do, Oceanana? She got up. She didn't just sit there. She overcame the inertia and went over and looked at her clutter and did not get freaked out and freeze. She looked in and she played matchy-matchy. Okay? Categories. Names of. Stuff that is. Kids' clothes in this thing. And she pulled out 3 suits. Oh, look, these are all 3 kids' suits. Then, after looking at them, pulling them out, making a decision, I don't want them, she then took another action. She then did another thing, which was to take them to a place. Sometimes the people who you think might want your stuff might not want it, and that's okay. Let me repeat that. Sometimes you have stuff, hey, you want this? Nope. Thank you, but no. And that is an important lesson for you to learn too. Phrase, write it down. Thank you, comma, but no. with a nice feeling in your heart when people try to give you stuff you don't want. Now, this is obviously a case-by-case basis. Sometimes you have to say, oh, thank you, and inside the no is here, and then you put it aside and maybe you re-gift it or donate it. When things don't go as planned, what are you going to do then? That's how I help you with that, okay? There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, zing, zing, zing with my hot strings. Clara, yeah, I'm on the radio. I'm on the radio. I love it. Hey, little lady, we'll be back to pick you up later. Yeah. All right. So here we go. So, yeah, and this is interesting too. Funny how living with little used to mean poverty, and now to me, it's such a luxury. Yeah. I think this has to do with how overwhelming the world outside of our homes is, and sometimes in our homes, because we have these tubes that come into our house that spew this stuff if we allow it to, if we turn it on. So notice that what used to feel like lack now feels just right. Ooh, I like this amount of stuff in my house. I'm the same way. I used to have way more and I thought it was cool. Look at how cool I am. I have all these cool things. Maybe the cool kids will like me because I have all the cool things. I have the cool things. This makes me feel cool. Look at me. I went to this, blah, blah, blah. Sure, for a while. But then after a while, you're like, okay, now I got all this stuff. What am I going to do with it? Even last night at the show, I feel really bad because I know the artists and I know the merch guy. I don't need any more merch in my life. I would rather hand somebody the $30 and say, keep it, just here's the money because I love what you do so much, I want to support it. Okay? And Anastasia, spot on. It's easier to keep clean with less. Less is more. Okay? Love it. Ellen has got a roll, but she says, making a plan. Everybody, we're only making plans for Nigel. We're making plans for ourselves. Okay, making a plan to donate nicer clothing. Stuffed animals can be repurposed into dog toys. Love it. Wendy M. took a carload to donate yesterday. My car was so loaded I couldn't see out my windows. And you know what's neat, Wendy M? When you get that stuff out of your car and donate it, your car is emptier and you go back to your house and there's fewer things in it, you know? Now, here's an interesting thing because Wendy oh, hey, G. Schnauzer, likes to see you. Wendy also said the guilt of people giving. Thanks for that response. Okay. The guilt trip. Guilt is something that you feel that somebody gives you. Because I could say like, hey, do you want this? And you're like, no, oh, but thank you. But no, I'd be like, okay, no big deal. I'll find somebody who does. Somebody else could be like, what do you mean you don't want it? I spent a lot of money on it. I was thinking of you. This was Grammys. Guilt, do not be a guilt giver. Guilt, it's just a sucky feeling. Learn to say thank you, but no to the guilt, even if you're like, all right, I got to take this, and then as soon as they're gone, I'm going to pitch it, you know? GLD Murray just cleaned the clutter by the front door. I love it. I love it. Also, Wendy M. says, I snapped a photo, so important, photos of before and after my progress for progress mapping. You're speaking my words. Maps, plans, photos. Doesn't it feel like we're on a road trip? When you're on your road trip, you're like, ooh, I started here, and these are all the cool things I did. Look, it's a picture of my junk drawer. Here's the before, and you know what I did? I was my own little HGTV show. I did an after. Okay? So all sorts of fun things to just realize, loving every minute of it, loving every iteration of yourself, including today, including tomorrow. Okay, yeah, Anastasia knows I love maps. And I do, because you know what? You know what maps have on them? They have a point A to a point B. Oh my God, she's going to reach into her bag of tricks. And do I have it here? I do. Let me see if it's still open to the right page. I bought this entire book of maps just for this one page right here, because this to me is so important. This is, if you want to get from here to here, there are many routes you can take. You can decide. Every one of these points is a decision-making point, right? So decide, do you want to get there quickly? Do you want to enjoy? And sometimes if you want to get there quickly, notice if I want to get from Philadelphia to Palm Springs, California, there is no straight line. Straight lines. Anybody remember that song? There is no straight line to anywhere. really, these big long ones. There's a straight line to here and here, so I'll get closer to it. So I get I got my glasses on. So right now, if I was going to go from here to my ultimate destination of Destination Decluttered, and I always think of Palm Springs, I would go from Philly to Pittsburgh, from Pittsburgh to Columbus, from Columbus to Indianapolis, Indianapolis to St. Louis. Take me to St. Louis, Louis, take me to the fair. And I learned when I was in St. Louis, they don't call it St. Louis, except for the Blues or the sports team. Then I'd go to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. Then Oakley, I don't even know what state that is. And then maybe down to Pueblo, Colorado, 60609. Durango, I know there's a song with Durango. Grand Canyon, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. No, maybe I will cut down towards San Diego and I'll get there. Notice all those little legs of your journey. Okay? That's how you get anywhere. We are not crows. We cannot go the way the crow flies. We have to go by the roads that are already there and the roads that we make. Okay, yeah, you take the I-10, exactly. So I ramble all like this to say, if you are currently in the midst of chaos in your home, I can help you with that. I do one-on-one coaching. I have a free mailing list. Tomorrow, you guys, tomorrow's the first of the 4 decluttering parties. I hope you've signed up and bought your ticket, or as we would have said last night, paid the cover at the door to get in. DestinationDecluttered.com is how you sign up for the mailing list. Mailing list people get the invites to the party. It's pretty simple. Okay, Blonde Cheryl, I love it. You are rocking, so we're going to celebrate your wins. Got my new labels and file folders. Going to get my file system in order. I love it, Blonde Cheryl. Rock on with your bad self. So this is what we do. This is how we do it. We celebrate the wins and we dismantle the roadblocks. And we dismantle the roadblocks. Notice that I can't move forward. There's something blocking myself. It's in the road. We don't get mad. We get curious. We don't get judgy. We get curious. So I will get curious with Jennifer. Jennifer is saying, I'm having a hard time decorating for Christmas this year. All right. I ask you a question. This is how I do it in coaching all the time. I ask you a question so you can ask yourself the question. And then we pause and we leave some space so that you can answer the question. And then ideally what you would do is write down the answer so you have it. It doesn't just go off into the ether, because a lot of good insights and things are lost to the ether. Which reminds me of my sister and I being at the Rat circa 1980, 90 something, drinking and being like, oh my God, we just figured out the secret of the universe. And we're both like, oh, this is amazing. And then one of us was like, I really got to go pee. And me too. And we lost it. Write these things down. Mosey was asking, what form of payment do I accept? Credit card? Yeah, credit card is totally, that's how it's set up. Okay. There we go. Garrett, I look forward to partying with you tomorrow. We're going to party. We're going to have fun. Yeah. The Rat, so many memories. Awesome. See, my people. But let me ask you this. So let me back up. I'm going to try to be, this is being like serious. This is being social, but serious at the same time, because I'm here really to provide value to you. We could chat all we want and connect, and that does happen inadvertently, but I want to make sure I'm giving you some good stuff. Okay? And so I ask you this, Jennifer, I'm asking you, or I'm asking everybody, if you are having a hard time doing decluttering of what, insert the blank. Remember yesterday we were talking about Mad Libs? I'm having a hard time decluttering nouns in the X room of my home, right? Write that down and ask yourself, why am I struggling? What's the struggle? Now, here's a really interesting thing. This is what I do in coaching all the time, is I want you to fold a piece of paper in half when you write this down, because pretty much what's going to happen is you have what I like to call 2 voices in your head. You have your backseat driver, you've got your co-pilot. Your backseat driver is the one who tells you why it's so hard, and your co-pilot says how it could be easier than you think it's going to be. So you immediately are going to come up with how it's hard. I'm too tired. I don't know what to do. I don't feel the Christmas spirit, Charlie Brown, all that. I'm not a big Christmas. I always try to get in the Christmas spirit, Linus. I just don't know why. That's me a lot. I know I am, what I did was chunk it down, but find out for yourself. Everybody, take a minute and get to know yourself. Get to know what you like and what lights you up, and also what gets you kind of putting the brakes on. Write these things down and learn from it, so we can then solve for that problem, as it were. Okay? Yeah, quell the clutter and chaos. I love it. Rochelle picked her problem area for the decluttering party. Rock on. I haven't decided mine yet, though. My husband and I definitely have some artwork to hang up, some Christmas things to put up, and actually what we really should do, which is what I might do, and I might actually get him, not today, but maybe on Sunday, I'm going to make him come to the party, because we both need to sit down and focus on some numbers for our accountant. So I'm going to do that. I love this. First of all, user 1963, nice to see you. I've been selling lots of clothes, adult and child, to consignment and Poshmark. Love it. Love it. I love that you are finding something that is working for you to declutter your stuff. All right. Cap says, Christmas ornaments I only sometimes put on the tree. Okay. Yeah. So notice he only sometimes put them on the tree. This is what I'm doing. Okay? This is what I'm doing is this year, I think, when I haven't decided 100%, but I'm going to allow myself to only put up like half of my Christmas decorations and feel good about it. I'm going to be rotating the exhibits at the MFA. Okay? So notice that. You don't have to put up all your Christmas stuff. If you like it, if you've decluttered it and you say, I love all this stuff, but it just feels like too much to put it all up, don't put all of it up. Put some of it up. Leave some from last year. Now, Jennifer, you actually hit a really good point, which is this point right here that to me rules my life. I'm so heart-centered, it's mortifyingly awesome. Jennifer says, I think I realize it's because I'm missing lost family much more this year. Yeah. The holiday season, and I think here in the, the Northern Hemisphere with the changing of the seasons and the coldness, to me, it gets us very kind of, I get very kind of melancholy and very, I'm feeling the feels. And this is when you think about the people who were here maybe last Christmas or 10 Christmases ago, 14 Christmases ago, however many long, and they're not here anymore. And sometimes the traditions of Christmas remind you of the people who are not here to celebrate it. The fear of feeling feelings, fuck. The fear of feeling your feelings can stop you from taking action. Myself included. I don't want to feel hurt. I don't want to feel pain. I don't want to feel awkward. I don't want to feel whatever. So I don't do the thing. That's okay. Even just noticing that. I always say when I'm stuck, what's the fear? And there, to me, I like to say, what's the fear behind it? I'm afraid of crying when I put up the Christmas tree. I'm afraid of realizing I'm not the person I used to be who got joy from this. And if I didn't get joy from that, oh shit, what do I get joy from? So it's okay to feel the feelings, Oops. User 58224 says, what to do with all the hundreds of photos? You're lucky you have hundreds. I have hundreds of thousands of photos. Do whatever you want with them. Yeah. So decide what you do want to do with them. Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself, you guys. And then write down whatever comes up, write it down. Now, we often think that our thoughts come from here, but they really are a combo of your head and your heart kind of dancing together. Okay? That's where things. Clara is debating doing Christmas cards this year. A lot of people do. You don't have to go lockstep with everybody. Notice the fear. What will happen if I don't do Christmas cards? Will people be mad at me? What would other people think? What would other people think? Now, I like doing Christmas cards. I actually just got mine a few days ago. I'm wicked psyched. I had an idea for a design for a Christmas card. I printed them off in Vistaprint, as I've done for years, and they literally just arrived. Actually, when we got back from the show last night, there was a notification that there was a package on the door. I like doing that because it's one time a year where my husband and I sit down and we look at the list of people we've sent cards to before. It is a bit of a a heart thing. It's a heartfelt thing. We still handwrite our messages on the cards because at that time when we're writing them down, we're feeling a connection with that person. It's also very bittersweet. And again, I can feel the bittersweetness. I know it because I can feel it here. I can feel all of my feels that I could easily burst into tears right now talking about the people who were on our Christmas card from last year who are not there anymore. Now, I tend to be a collector and an archivist and a historian. Like literally last night I was up going, what was the date that I went to see that band at TT the Bears? I probably have the ticket stub or like the thing cut out of the news, the Boston Phoenix to remember it. But I say this because I have the list of every year since we've been married. I've saved the list of who we wrote cards to, and it has morphed and changed. And people come in and out of your lives. There's a lot of stuff. And just embracing the fact that nothing is permanent and getting comfortable with the discomfort and realizing it's just part of life, you know? So notice what you're afraid of, okay? I'm going to back up here a little bit to make sure I get everybody because we got 14 minutes. And then I got coaching and a consultation today, and then I go have some fun. I hope you have some fun planned today too. And if you don't have some fun planned today, I'm going to pause here. What could you do today that's fun? What came up? Write it down. All right? All right. I love this. Janet Altman found a wonderful way to get rid of some of her stuff that she doesn't want. And I say get rid of, which sounds kind of harsh. It's just my not even catchphrase. It's my habitual way of talking about it. Releasing items back out into the wild, sharing them. I should practice using that instead. Maybe that will be one of my New Year's resolutions. Janet says, I found a Everything is Free Facebook group and gave away a ton of my Grown and Flowed's kid stuff. I love it. Wonderful. So I say that to you. Where can you look around? Just look around. And where's an easy way in your neighborhood? Who are the people in your neighborhood? Oh, Bob. I had a crush on Bob. I don't know. That's a deep cut, but man, it's funny. It's funny. I said to my husband, I said, I knew very on I was heterosexual because I had a crush on Bob, and the Beatles, and the Monkees, and so on, and so on. Anastasia, this is really interesting. So yeah, Danielle, okay, I'm going to back up. Danielle says, I miss my grandparents, but I have a nephew now and 2 new nieces, so Christmas will be different now. It will be. And each year with the nieces and nephews, it's going to be different. You may see glimpses of your grandfather's or grandmother's face in the faces of those kids. You can share them stories about those things, there's way. Anastasia, I'm afraid. My fear of making traditions now, too. Why not? Anything could be a tradition. Anything could be a tradition. And it should be a good one. Maybe my tradition on Christmas is flopping around in my sweatpants and going and eating Chinese food at a friend's house. We've done that for a number of years. Yeah, the babies will make it more joyful again because babies remind you, first of all, that they can be cute. They can also be little crying poop machines. But they can have you remind you of life and joy and how tenacious they are to learn things. They learn how to walk, they learn how to talk, and they learn how to dress like a regular lady, The peculiar pepper, nice to see you again. Skimmed the big stuff. Dumpster is gone. I'm chunking down stuff. Harder process for me. It's okay. You can practice it. You can practice it. Yeah, it is different. The holidays are different when the people are gone. It's okay to shed some tears for them, Think about those little kind of icicles you have on the tree. Maybe those are just little tears that you're remembering the people who are gone. It's okay. It's okay to feel your feelings. You are not a robot. When you sign up for my mailing list, I'm pretty sure there's a little thing, the little reCAPTCHA, and it says, promise you're not a robot. I am not a robot. I don't want to work with robots or zombies or unfeeling people. Step along, people. I hang out with the people who have a heart because you're feeling feelings, and the fact that you're feeling things is making some things easier and some things difficulter. Okay, Cap says, my family kept so many other people's Christmas photo cards that we still have. It feels weird to throw out. Cap, I was with you 100%. I used to feel that way. I don't feel that way anymore. I used to feel that way. That was in the past. Now, it's okay. I don't think they expect you to keep them. What they're doing is literally and metaphorically giving you a snapshot of their life. You look at that and maybe you save it for the holiday season. You look at it when it comes in, you maybe hang it up. I have a thing I put my cards in that was something that was handed down for me from my great aunt. It's just like a cutlery tray, and I put them in there. And then honestly, what I do is I put them away in my box of Christmas cards, because I have a box. I showed it a couple of weeks ago. It's a humongous Whitman sampler box. And I save the ones from the previous year. So this year, when I take them out, I will look at them and I will throw away the ones that are from last year from the people that I have tenuous connections to. I do save a number of cards from people I truly care about, but that is me chunking it down to very few. Notice here, Cap, this is how we chunk it down. Start with one card. Maybe you don't do it right when you get them in. Maybe you save them until the end of the season. And when you are putting away your Christmas stuff, that's when you declutter those cards. Look at the ones you've collected now and notice you can change that habit, that tradition at any time. Try to throw, this is how you do it. Throw away one card and notice, did you survive? How did that feel? Felt weird, but I'm okay. That wasn't that bad. I'm alive. I'm alive and the world shines for me today. Okay, could I do it again? Yeah, this isn't so bad. Suddenly you're like, oh, okay, I'm not going to get in trouble. I'm not going to get a lightning strike. You know, start small, but just start. Okay? Now, Linda Mosergear says, my mother-in-law always gave my boys a Hallmark ornament. She passed. They are 39 and 44. I carried the tradition. Yeah. That's okay. You can carry the tradition. You can change it at any time if you want to. It's all of this is up to you. All of this is up to you. Yeah. Kara, I'm right there with you. Trying hard to be present, hard when it's dark at 4:30, and gardening is my therapy. Yeah, I will share this with you. Walking around is my therapy, and sunlight really helps. Finding a way to get those feelings that we feel when it's not easy to do it outside. The sun is out. Sun is shining in the sky. Except it's 15 freaking degrees here. Or it's like 24, but it feels like 15 and it's windy. I'm not going out. So how can I get that feeling when I can't do it the way I used to? We need to get creative. But Kara, you're creative. I'm creative. Maybe you're putting amaryllis in bottles or something. Or you're planning your season, you know? I love it. Jenny Betty says, cleaning lady is coming at noon. That's a nice... that's a nice destination to work towards. An external deadline can help. This is fun. One year I did Christmas in July cards. Photos hilarious of my 6 kids. Everyone loved it. Very cool. Have some fun with this stuff. Tradition. I could somebody here on TikTok. And again, if we haven't met before, maybe new people. Just real quick. I'm going to be here for about another 7 minutes. My name is Beth. I am currently a decluttering life coach. I didn't used to be one. I may not be in the future, but right now I am a decluttering life coach that shows up on Zoom, that does one-on-one paid coaching with people, has a free mailing list, and does TikTok lives every day except for the ones that I don't. Really quick, this weekend we have the decluttering parties. I'm going to send out a reminder today, maybe tomorrow. If you're on the mailing list and you want to sign up and get your ticket, you can do it up until the time it happens, okay? This is the first time I'm doing it, so I'll be working the door, so there might be some glitches, but I will problem solve it. The other thing was, talking about when I do my TikTok live. Somebody mentioned yesterday, yeah, but the only one you have listed is tomorrow. You're right. That was then. This is now. And I just made the plan, made the roadmap, the schedule for my TikTok lives from now until the end of the year. It is published where the people on the mailing list get them. So if you want to look at it and take a picture, Judy takes a picture and puts them on her calendar, you know where to look for them. Okay? So that's a couple of cool things there too. Also, I did put some more consultation slots on the calendar for next week. I only do it about a week in advance. So if somebody was like, I don't see anything available, it's only because I do about a week out, because that's how I don't I like to have flexibility in my life. But there are some there. If you're interested in me being your one-on-one coach, paid life coaching, it starts with a free consultation that we can find out what's bugging you clutter-wise, if I can help you, if coaching will help you, the price, all that. Hop to my website for all of that stuff, destinationdecluttered.com, Johnny, and I will. You'll see how to do it. Okay, sign up for the mailing list or sign up for a consultation. All right, love this idea. Want to share it? Garrett says my family is doing a no gifts Christmas party and playing games and eating. Yeah. Do you want more gifts coming in? What are you asking for? What's on your Christmas list? Is it more stuff? Or maybe what you want to ask for is less stuff. Maybe you want to ask for, don't give me stuff, pay for my declutter coaching. I've had people do that, so I recommend it. If you don't want stuff, if stuff's going to come in, have you told people what you want? Have you told people what you don't want? Alrighty. So, hey there, happy Friday. Went through 5 drawers and it feels great, Now, this is interesting. User 1963 says, I loved Hallmark Christmas movies. Don't anymore because not everyone's life, house, and family is so perfect. Yeah. Have a dance party. I love it. Hey, Carla Jane, nice to see you. I love seeing the names here. We got such a cool crew of people here. Yeah. Okay, see, Garrett, I'm so glad you shared that idea. People are saying a lot of good stuff. No stress, just lots of love and laughs. Oh my gosh. Doesn't that feel like a wonderful gift at any time of the year? No stress, lots of love, and of course, lots of laughs. I would say music too, because have a dance party, have fun. So, yes, I love it, Janet. You're lucky that your husband doesn't want stuff. My husband says he wants experiences for Christmas, no stuff. How fun can it be? And Beetlejoy, I love the fact that you shared the live. I'm only here for about 4 more minutes, but I'm such a Beatles fan. So getting together with your husband and saying, what experiences do we want to have? My husband and I are having an experience today because I said, you know what? We've never been to the Barns. Let's go to the Barns and let's have lunch there. Okay? There we go. Cat Mama says, we did lists. I only put coffee and hand cream. Yeah, things that are consumable, that are usable. So notice these things. Carla Jane, 2 clothing racks. 2. I love it. I admire your tenacity. I just don't want you hurting yourself, okay? And notice, that comes from a feeling of love, okay? I want to take care of my people. No, I don't have kids, but man, am I like a mama lion in the fact that I want to make sure that my people are okay. That's how my Leo shows up. I am not a flashy dresser, as you know, but man, do I show up wanting to protect and take care of my people. Okay, so that's what I do. So Oceanana and Carla, take care of your health while you're decluttering. Chunk it down. If you are starting to feel tired and you might trip over something, slow down. It's okay. Think about it. When you get on the road and you're driving, you're not always driving 65 or 75 or whatever. You're varying your speed depending upon the conditions. Do that when you're decluttering too. Good morning, Jess from LA. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I love LA. We love it. It's so funny. I used to have a habit of besmirching New York and LA, and now there are 2 places that loom large in my own history that I have the fondest memories for. So yay, LA. I love it. There we go. I love that Carla is stoked about the progress she's making. How can you be stoked? Or just, hey, check me out. Hey, look me over. Look at the good stuff I did today. I do that by doing the stuff and then reminding myself, dear diary, today's the day. Now, this is not something I can go Control F and find and look up somebody's last name and see the last time I saw the band. But I have a book. Nick Lowe wrote the song about when I write a book about my life or something. Even Elvis Costello said, every day I write the book. So I will leave that with you. Every day you write the book. You're writing the book of your life. What chapter are you in now? You've got plenty of chapters behind you. Who's the hero? Are you the hero in your book or are you the victim? Who do you want to be in your book that you're not currently at? What adventures do you want to have? What mysteries do you want to solve? You know, you are writing the book of your life. Make sure it's a good one that you want to enjoy reading, and your book will inspire other people's. My book about my life, I started writing a screenplay about how I met my husband. That it would have a kick-ass soundtrack. But then I realized I don't need to have a movie about it because I'm a living movie of it. Mine is real time and it's 100% documentary. Okay? There we go. I'm the victim and the clutter is the villain. Okay, use your 1963. Be the hero. All right? Is there a way to write up a to-do list? Yeah. Hand, paper, write it down. Okay? Jelly Bee says, I want to see that movie. You see it every day when I show up here for Destination Decluttered. No, I'm signing off because I have to coach and I have to consult and I have to go have some fun. I will see a number of you tomorrow when we party, decluttering party. If you're interested, hop on the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join, and party. We're gonna party. I'll see you.